All right, what's happening, Michael? What's up, everybody that's listening? Today, we're going to be asking Michael some questions. He's been in the business for so long; he knows kind of what's happening in this market, or at least his opinion about what's going to be happening this next first quarter, what we're ending off with in 2024, and what to expect here in the next 12 months or so. And I'm excited for this conversation because we haven't talked in a little bit, and
Mhm.
yeah, let's get into it. So, Michael, what's up? What's happening? How are you ending 2024? And what can you help all of us with to get better at this next first and second quarter of next year?
Yeah, so if we're going to keep this conversation focused on real estate, which is where we want to keep it, the first thing is I will say is 2024 ended exactly how I thought it would. What I mean by that is I thought we would do 4 million or less transactions, which translates to a pretty horrible year if you're in the business. Now, again, there'll be some killers out there that made good money, but in reality, when you look at the business of real estate, it was a horrible year on a transaction level, and that led to, frankly, a lot of people quitting. I don't have any good news about 25, but I have great news about 26.
Really? Okay. Okay.
So I believe 2025 is going to be a lot like 1982. Now, folks, if you haven't done this already, I don't know what you're doing. On my website, onerentalatatime.com, I have a free 54-year spreadsheet. All you have to do is put in your email. You give me the email, I email you the file. It's that easy. But I spent a lot of time in the last 2 or 3 weeks studying 1978 to 1982. And near as I can tell, in the last 60 years, we are mirroring 1978 to 1982. So if that's true, it's my belief, it's my prediction. 2025 is going to be the worst year.
Really?
Because again,
Okay.
it's 1978 to 79 down, 79 to 80 down, 80 to 81 down, 80 to 82 down, but the bottom. And then from 82 to 83, the market went up 26% in
Damn.
transactions.
In
Transactions.
transactions, meaning either value dropped or it increased or the interest
Yeah.
rate decreased so people could buy.
Rates. It was all rates driven, right? It
All
was
rates.
rates.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for 2025, I first believe rates are going to be higher for longer. I am on record with calling an average of 7%.
Wow.
I
Wow.
believe I believe that is going to lead to the cycle low in transactions, something below 4 million. So if you're in this business and your juice, your oxygen is transactions, implement an overhead and a cost structure that can survive a year that's maybe 10% worse than this year.
Damn, 10% worse?
Again, I just want people to be protected,
Right.
right?
Okay. Okay.
Now, I expect people that watch us to actually do quite well because, again, we are creative financing. We're going off market, right? So I'm trying to talk to the bigger market
Yeah.
of real estate, right? If you're investing in marketing and off market and you have billboards and TV ads, you're going to have plenty of people to work with. But I want to talk to the bigger audience. But I do want to give you some good news. I believe that the real estate market can only stay compressed for so long. And from 78 to 82, we learned that it eventually has to give back. Now, again, from 1978, again, go look at the spreadsheet. We did roughly 4 million transactions. By 1982, we did 2 million transactions. We fell 50%.
Wow. 50% in
Yeah.
transactions.
And then we went from 2 million to roughly 2.6 million. So it's not like we bounced from 2 right back to 4 million. In fact, the journey back to 4 million, Omar, took 14 years. But this
Repeat
is
that.
what
It took 14 years from 2 million to 4 million.
correct to go back to do a round trip back to 1978 peak. It took 14 years. But
Holy cow.
but I
Okay.
want you to remember if we go through another hard year, which I'm calling, the amount of people that are in real estate full time is going to collapse. We have already seen a lot of people wash out. We are going to see more people wash out in 2025. Thus, when you go back and you're in 2026 and the market pops 30%, nowhere close to the 6.6 we were at pre-cycle. We just go from 3.8 to 4.4. The people that are left, Omar, are going to gorge like it's a buffet.
Damn.
You are just going to get full and you're going to keep going back, and it's going to feel wonderful. But that's because your competition is dead and buried.
Right. Or they left. They left the industry. Yeah.
That's what I mean by dead and buried. They're not there anymore. They're not a warm body getting the couple of leads. Right? All of those fakers and pretenders and people who got lucky and whatever, they're going to bust out. They're going to go become Starbucks baristas. They're not going to be competition anymore.
Damn.
So
I'm just writing notes. So
the bad news is 13 months of pain. But the good news is it gets better year. 26, 27 is better. 28 is better. 29 is better. 30 is better.
Okay, so if the next 13 months of pain,
yep,
that's the best time to buy.
It's the best time to buy if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
This is where you could go get, and this is California we're talking about, not out of state. And nope. I don't know it well enough to have that cash flowing business in out of state, areas. But in California, if we're at a low, the appreciation that we'll get over the next 3 to 4 years with buying today.
If you can buy today from a distressed seller, a motivated seller, if you can get seller financing, you could get second mortgages, right? If you can do what you and I do, you could fundamentally set up mountains of wealth for the next decade.
Wow. Okay. This is crazy because without knowing this, Michael, the last couple weeks, I think the last month I was ramping up on seller financing, and
that's what I'd be doing.
I bought 3 or 4 properties, seller financing. I even put borrowed money for down payments as seconds. So I'm literally out of pocket $5-10K per house. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. So my out of pocket expense might be about $50,000 total, maybe 60. Right. But that's not bad. So now I have 60 over three or 4 houses, all owner finance, rented out. They're covering the service. And am I making a lot of cash flow? No, $200-300, nothing crazy. But I'm waiting on that appreciation over the next 3 years. It's going to be game time.
Yeah, 3. I mean, it might be 5. It might be, but the idea is if you could set it up so it pays for itself and you could just be paid to wait. Not a bad strategy.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Okay. Holy cow. So the next 13 months. So it's really, from what I'm hearing too, Michael, it's like any agent out there or investor, you guys have to just be prepared, have some cash, deal, maybe cut expenses, get lean.
Yep.
Trim the fat.
Yep.
And just be nimble.
Yeah. Brian Lebo said something to me years ago that I really think a real estate agent and frankly, a mortgage broker should think about. And he calls it MOL, MOL.
Yeah. What's that mean?
It stands for months of life.
Oh, I like
that. Look at your business.
Months of life? What's the E?
Yes. No. So it's MOL, month of life.
Oh, MOL. Okay.
MOL. So months of life is basically, okay, take your monthly spend. Let's call it $5,000. And if your business account has 60 grand in it, you have 12 months of life, right? 60 divided by 5. So if I knew the next 13 months were going to be rough, I would want to have no less than 8 months of life, because I would obviously get more capital in to get me past the 13. But there's a lot of people you and I know that are running with 2 or 3 months of life. And that's a recipe for disaster.
Okay. So now let's do this. If we're at 3 or 4 months, because you know how they say, you want to have 3 to 5 months in reserves of your nut, right? Of what your expenses are, whether it's, the wholesale side, the real estate agent side, the brokerage, whatever the case. That's interesting because 8 months.
I would try to increase it.
8 months, bro.
If you had 4 or 5 months, I would look, because again, you could add a month one of two ways, right? There's only two ways you can get there. You can add more reserves, right? Bigger buffer, or you could look at your business and go, this expense is not currently working in the market, and cut it. Not that it's cut forever, but it's like, for the next 8 months, we're not doing this. We will spend it up next year or whatever, right? So there are two ways to immediately increase the months of life: either add more capital or reduce expenses that are not paying for themselves.
Add more capital, reduce expenses, and adding more capital obviously is, going to work, go create, create income.
Yeah. I mean, it's either taking income or bringing on investors, or, I mean, there's
take your chips off the table.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it means.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. I like this. This is a good perspective, and I'm going to use this MOL. Like that's in my vocabulary now. Like tomorrow.
Yeah. Months of life. I think I think every small business, especially in real estate, needs to think about that.
Yeah. What's your month of life?
Yeah. Months of life.
They're going to be like, what? I was like, yeah. What are your months of life? Like, if you stop working right now, how long can you sustain?
Yeah. Look at your business. Again, every small business has expenses and revenue. And, how many months can you go with, no revenue?
Dang, this is good. All right. No, this is awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And then the last thing I will tell people is again, I've been a commission-based salesperson for most of my adult life. And what a lot of people get wrong, and we say this every year, we've said this every year for 4 years, is a lot of people take December off, and it screws up their Q1.
It kills it. It doesn't screw it up. It kills it.
It's just dumb. You're starting late. It's like, oh my God, I got his prospect and do this and do that. Where if you just did the work, and you don't even have to do very much work in December to stand out, because everybody else is just gone. So don't forget to do the work in December. You'll stand out.
Yeah. So, and I'm writing this down. It's like the Q1 starts in December.
Absolutely. So well said.
Yep. Q1 starts now.
Yeah. Q1 has 4 months, from December 1st to March 31st.
100%. I'm actually going to use that today. Dang. Both of these things. These are great nuggets. Michael, this is awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome.
That knowledge about all this, and I hope everyone's listening. Hope they're writing it down. Hope you can pause it, write it down, hit play again, and then go back to it a few times, because that was gold. Appreciate that, Michael.
I appreciate you. Well, folks, you can always follow Omar on Instagram @InvestWithOmar. He is the high desert expert out there for you. Runs a great team, now living in Orange County. He's just a big baller like that. Omar, have a great week.
You too. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.